Hey lovies, it's Nikki Nash and I am here in Maui, and I have been thinking a lot about how we're approaching April. And for any of you that like to work in quarters, that would mean we're approaching Q2, so April, May, and June. And typically, what I like to do when I'm about to plan for the next 90 days or the next quarter is give myself 10 minutes to really just be free and brainstorm what it is that I really want to have happen, and then take those action items and put them in my calendar. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you some quick step-by-step guide to how to create your 90-day plan in 10 minutes or less, and really just stay intentional and stay focused on what you want to accomplish for your business. Oftentimes when clients or folks that I meet are trying to plan for like the whole year or the next 5 years right now, it becomes overwhelming. It becomes living in like a dream world of like, this is all the magical things I would like to happen in that time frame. And what I found to be really effective is to go, okay, what do I want to happen in the next 90 days? Then what do I want to have happen based on what I want to have happen in the next 90 days? What has to happen this month? What has to happen this week? What has to happen today? So it's really just backing into everything. So I'm going to show you really quickly how I do that. So if you want to do it later, then just watch now and take notes, and then it's super simple, so don't worry. But essentially what I do, I love these. What I do is I take out a piece of paper, and I literally, it looks like this, and then, well, technically it's blank, but the first thing I do is I draw a box in the center, and this is where I put my goal for the next 90 days. So I go, okay, in the next 90 days, I want this, or this to happen. And I try to keep it to like 1 to 3 goals. So it could be, I want to sign in the next 90 days 5 clients. In the next 90 days, I want to grow my email list by 200 people in the next 90 days. That actually seems a little low, but you get what I mean. Like, come up with anything in the next 90 days. I would like to make $10,000, make $20,000, whatever it is that you want to happen over the course of the next 3 months. And try to keep it crystal clear, like I would like this specific thing to happen. Keep it very attainable. So, I wouldn't write in the next 90 days I would like to win an Emmy, because I don't even have a television program. So just try to keep the goals realistic, and just put 1 to 3 things that you'd like to happen in the next 90 days in the center. And then from there, I set a timer, and you can give yourself 10 minutes, you can give yourself 15 minutes, you can give yourself 5 minutes, whatever works best for you. But I set a timer, and then I just brainstorm. I take one item at a time, and I just go, okay, for that to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. So for example, if I'm like, oh, I want to bring on, well, we keep it simple, 1 new client in the next 90 days. Let's say that you, on average, it takes you talking to 10 people to sign 1 client. So then you would need to speak to 10 people in the next 90 days. So one thing would be like, I'm gonna speak to 10 people. And maybe you find that in having those 10 people, you usually have 3 conversations before anybody signs up. So that's a total of 30 conversations that you're gonna have with 10 different people. So you just kind of like map all that out. And maybe it's gonna take you like 5 weeks on average. If you don't know, this is a great opportunity for you to like use the next 90 days as like, I'm going to bring on 1 client and see how long that takes me, and do it as kind of a test run, so that you can start planning for the future. So I just bubble out like brainstorming ideas. Okay, I want to add, I said 200 people to a list. So then you go, okay, what are all the ways I can add 200 people to the list? And you just start spiraling it out. And so it's like, hey, I need to do, 5 Facebook Lives a month. I'm making this up, but then you go, okay, 5 Facebook Lives a month. If there's more to it, and you're like, ooh, for me to do 5 Facebook Lives a month, I need to get a tripod. Like, just put everything that comes to your mind to achieve your goals, and just map them all out. And then once the buzzer goes off, I go, okay, I have all the things that I'd like to accomplish in the next 90 days, and all the 3 things I want to accomplish in the next 90 days, and all the action steps I need to take to do that. And then what I do is one by one, I look at all the action steps and I go, okay, this has to happen first, this should happen week 1, this should happen week 2, this should happen week 3, and you just map out when things need to happen in order for everything you put in your brainstorm to really happen in reality. And then I take all of that and I put it in my calendar. So let's say I want to have in the example of 30 conversations. Well, I may not know who those people are or when it's exactly going to happen, but I'm going to build my dream calendar now. I'm going to put, I would like to have, these calls happen on these days here. And then, for me to have, I'm making this up, but like 5 calls next Tuesday, that means I need to reach out to 20 people today. I'm making that up, or this week. And so you really just kind of back into everything that needs to happen for each action item, put it all in your calendar, and go from there. And that doesn't mean that, I put on my calendar that I was going to have a call with somebody at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, but they ended up being available on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Like, then just move it in your calendar. But the point is that you have it already intentionally set up that you're going to have a call that week, and then you can move everything else in your calendar around accordingly. But really get intentional, this is what I'd like to happen over the course of the time, this is how I'm going to make it happen, and put it in your calendar. And that's exactly how I do it. It keeps me very focused. I showed you guys last time that I used the Passion Planner. I freaking love it. And it has like a similar organization where it has space to brainstorm, it has space for you to put what you're going to do in your calendar at every point in time, and it really makes things manageable and action oriented. Because if you're spending a lot of time thinking, it would be great if this happened, but you're not intentional on, this is what I need to do this month to make that happen, this is what I need to do this week to make that goal happen, this is what I need to do today to make that goal happen, then days will go by before you then really think about it or realize it. Now, if you are somebody who's like, I don't know exactly what I need to do to make that happen, then maybe the step on your list in your brainstorm box is speak to people who have made this happen before and get coaching around how I can make this goal happen. I want to tune in and meditate and ask the universe or ask God, like, what is it going to take for me to have this happen, whatever you believe in. Like, you could do it a couple of different ways. It's up to you to choose what works best for you, but keep in mind that you have a timeline. So don't necessarily go, I'm going to spend an entire month figuring out how I'm going to make this happen, and then cram it all into the next 2 months of the quarter. Like, give yourself, hey, I'm going to spend an entire day just researching, or I'm going to spend 4 hours researching, or I'm going to spend 2 hours researching, and that's it. And then cross it off your list and move on. And the beautiful thing is that there are typically a million ways you can achieve a goal. A million's a little, I'm being melodramatic, but there are more than one ways to get to a destination. And so give up doing it right, doing it perfectly, all of that jazz, and just come up with a way, test it out, see if it works. And then if along your journey you're like, whoa, that did not work at all, then you can come up with a new way. But don't necessarily spin your wheels trying to figure out like the exact way, the perfect way. Just do what intuitively feels right to you based off of the research and the knowledge you have. So that's what I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. And definitely post if you have any questions for me about this topic or anything else in the group. And I look so forward to really connecting with you guys and learning more about you. So anytime, message me. Bye.